Welcome to Candidates Comment, a public service presentation of CTN. All candidates running for Ann Arbor City Council were asked to share their platforms and ideas. Candidates who participate will be shown in alphabetical order.
Hello, I am Cynthia Harrison, a lifelong resident of Ann Arbor, and I'm a Democrat running for City Council in Ward 1. I'm currently a commissioner serving on the Independent Community Police Oversight Commission for the City of Ann Arbor, which was established in 2019 to help bridge the gap between Ann Arbor residents and the city's police department. The creation of the commission came after a community backlash over the police killing of Aura Rosser, a Black woman who was fatally shot by Ann Arbor police in 2014. My professional work has been responsive to the needs of the community, from working with individuals as their district sales manager and corporate career coach to running a business incubator program focused on women of color and designed to help asset-limited and income-constrained women with entrepreneurial aspirations. As a program manager at the Ann Arbor Center for Independent Living, where I demonstrate my commitment and ability to advocate for people with disabilities, this will make me a strong voice for people of all abilities, which is integral as the city works to update many city facilities, but especially our 162 parks. You can read more about me at my website at votecynthiaharrison.com. I've been having a lot of conversations with Ward 1 voters over the past few months. I'm hearing from people about the frustrations over traffic concerns on Pontiac Trail. Like my neighbors, I agree with concerns regarding traffic on residential streets and intersections like the one at Pontiac Trail and Barton Drive. I am committed to ensuring that Ward 1 residents get access to the basic city services that they both desire and deserve, and traffic regulation is top of mind for me. As a mother, I know what it's like to have concerns about children safely crossing the street. When my son was a child and had to cross a busy street to get home from school, I worked hard to get the bus route changed so that he can walk home safely. This is an example of how I will work for the children of Ward 1, and another example of how I am the most experienced and qualified candidate to tackle these types of challenges. A little bit more about me. I grew up the proud daughter of a UAW auto professional and the first Black nurse to work for the Ann Arbor Public School System. They instilled in me the value of hard work, and from a young age, I understood the importance of giving back to the community, and each led me into a life of public service. I'm a wife and a mother of two who has had to advocate fiercely for her children, both in AAPS and within police and court systems. I have since continued my efforts to change the system through police oversight, community engagement, and advocacy for those living with mental illness and disabilities. Most recently, I played a role in passing State Senator Stephanie Chang's 2021 legislation to develop mental health crisis response systems that can support our collective well-being without leaving anyone behind. As a lifelong Ann Arbor resident, the deep roots I've established in this community afford me a fuller grasp of the issues that Ann Arbor faces. When elected, I will be a voice for our most vulnerable citizens and for families who love this city like I do, and who wanted to live up to the welcome, warmth, and opportunity that it so proudly projects. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Angeline Smith, and I am running to represent Ward 1 on Ann Arbor City Council. I just have 3 minutes to address you, and I am not going to read or try and remember everything that I want to say to you. So I'm just going to speak from my heart because 3 minutes goes by fast. So with that said, I just want to say that no matter where you come from and no matter how old you are, and no matter how much money you have, you deserve to be a part of our community if you so choose. I'm running because I'd like to experience the liberal values of diversity, equity, and inclusion that Ann Arbor has long been known to offer over decades. And I'd like for you to experience that as well. I've served most of my adult life as an accountant, helping organizations, including governmental entities, transform their goals into reality. And although most of the work that I do entail the use of metrics and financial insights, my over 30 years in my career has taught me that it's very important for those who have common goals, like we do here in Ann Arbor, to come together so that we can make sure that we achieve those goals and we're on the same page in doing so. Whether we're talking about housing affordability, getting to carbon neutrality by 2030, reimagining the way we receive help from law enforcement or receive help in the way of public safety. I think that it's very important that we work together to achieve those goals. And because I don't have a lot of time, I'm watching my clock here, and it would be ridiculous for me to even try to squeeze in everything in terms of how I can help achieve those goals. I have set up a series of town hall meetings that I'd like for you to consider joining me in. They're by Zoom and in person. I just keep it real. I just answer questions. We just had one today. There's nothing scripted. If I don't know something, I'll tell you. But I have a lot of passion for helping. I have skills that I think are very valuable and would be very valuable at the council table. So if you would go to my website at electangeline.com, that's electangeline.com, you can learn how to get in touch with me and join in on those town halls. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dharma Akman, and I'm a Democrat running to be your 4th Ward City Council member. Currently, I'm an elected trustee and the Vice President of the Ann Arbor District Library Board. My husband and I moved to Ann Arbor in 2002 to go to graduate school. We knew Ann Arbor as a center for world-class public higher education and as a thriving cultural hub with a vibrant downtown. What we found after moving here was a strong sense of community, progressive values, and high overall livability. Throughout my 20 years in Ann Arbor, 17 of them in the Dicken neighborhood of the 4th Ward, I've been very active in service work because I care deeply about the city and the people who live here. This includes volunteering with Project Grow, 826 Michigan, the League of Women Voters, and the Ann Arbor Ethics Bowl. My interest in local politics was ignited in the aftermath of the 2016 presidential election. Searching for a meaningful way to respond, I quickly decided that it was in my own local community that I could most make a positive impact. And that's when I began moderating local candidate forums and ran for the Ann Arbor District Library Board. My parents, both staunch Democrats, instilled in me from a young age that government at every level exists to serve the people. I'm a proud first-generation college student. I earned a bachelor's in history from Michigan State and a master's and a PhD in information science from the University of Michigan. Today, I work at the U of M Institute for Social Research as a research scientist, and I direct 2 teams comprising almost 40 staff to deliver successfully on our mission to make social science data available to the world. I'm a leader known for rapport building communication, tenacity, and impactful problem solving. I'm running because our residents deserve strong city services and good governance, because people who want to live here increasingly can't afford to, and because we're at a critical crossroads with climate change. To address our challenges, Ann Arbor needs leaders who collaborate, problem solve, and build effective working relationships. I'll work across the table to ensure we have excellent city services, housing for people from all walks of life, and that we make tangible progress on our commitment to climate action through measures that improve our lives now. To learn more about me and my campaign, please visit dharma4a2.com. I'd be honored to have your vote in the August 2nd election.
My name is Elizabeth Nelson, and I have served on Ann Arbor City Council representing Ward 4 since 2018. I've lived in the ward since 2004. 20-some years ago, I trained as a lawyer. More recently, I went back to school to get my certification to teach, and I currently teach at a local preschool. In 2018, residents told me that they wanted better access to information about the work of council. I observed then that a lot of conversation about local politics was simply talking points and generalizations that were not rooted in facts. Since my election, I have worked hard to help our community engage with the substance and policy of Ann Arbor City Council. I believe that we make better decisions around issues of controversy when our community can wrestle with facts and consequences of policy, and elected leaders listen. On my website, I write a newsletter to help publicize the agenda that council is about to vote on. And after our meetings, I publish voting charts so our community can see clearly how everyone voted. I am supported by residents who closely follow our local politics and value this transparency and accountability. A core principle for me is that the connection between you and your elected leaders should be strongest at this local level. Your elected leaders should be engaging in discussion and policy debate in open public meetings, not on social media or in back rooms at City Hall. I am passionate about how local democracy can work in a city like Ann Arbor, full of residents with expertise and advocates who push us toward progressive goals. As an elected leader, I've found opportunities to collaborate with you to solve problems in our community. Local residents led me to sponsor progressive policies to protect neighborhoods from an influx of Airbnb investors, to increase funding for pedestrian infrastructure, expand our supply of affordable housing, pursue federal intervention to clean up pollution that threatens our water supply, protect renters from predatory leasing practices, and develop more sustainable options for municipal power under local control. At my website, you can read and watch endorsements from local residents who have worked closely with me and appreciate my commitment to thoughtful representation and serious debate of issues. The 2020 elections showed us that candidates elected as a slate vote together. I believe that elected leaders at this level should be most accountable to residents, not each other, and that robust civil debate is a hallmark of our democracy. I am known for raising questions and challenging the status quo when we can do better. In the last 3 years, I have directly confronted financial interests in town, including property investors, landlords, and DTE. I have fought for greater investment in infrastructure that will meet the needs of our community. I consider myself a voice for residents, first and foremost. To learn more about the work I have done as a council member, please visit my website at a2elnell.com. That's a2elnel.com. And I hope you will vote for me, Elizabeth Nelson, in the August primary.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mojgan Savabia, an environmental toxicologist and a human rights advocate, and that means Palestinian human rights. Ann Arbor City Council wants you to believe they are a progressive bunch who care about the environment, housing, diversity, and equity. But for the past 20 years that I've been watching, they have been whining and dining at our expense with filthy rich developers and polluters. They have never given us adequate affordable housing, just crumbs that their developer friends throw at us. Workers don't even have $15 minimum wage, and no one on this council has ever pushed for $15 for all. The gallium dioxide contamination is growing by leaps and bounds, while the city council congratulates itself for the progress they never made. 50 years ago, University of Michigan promised 10% Black enrollment. Today, Black enrollment is at a dwindling 4.3%. Why has no one demanded that the university keeps its promise? How does the city expect us to believe they care for a diverse and equitable town when for 50 years they have watched Black enrollment sink and Ann Arbor become more and more segregated? If 50 years ago, U of M kept its promise of 10% Black enrollment, many young Black people would have come here, they would have gotten a good education, and many would have stayed and built their families here. Then we would have real diversity and real equity. Instead, we have a segregated town with a bunch of lying people on the city council. This good for nothing city council serves their filthy rich contributors, and those contributor dollars propel them right back into office. In this election, your choice is not just between a gal who is endorsed by the mayor, the liar in charge, and a gal who is easily bullied into voting the mayor's way. No, I am the only candidate who will fight for $15 minimum wage, for unions, for public housing, and for immediate city cleanup of Gelman dioxin contamination before it is too widespread to be cleaned up. I will demand that Lansing and Washington demolish the laws they made up to keep you underpaid and without a union. Then we would get national health care, affordable housing, and no more racist wars, and no more racist clowns in the White House.
Hi, my name is Jen Cornell, and I'm a candidate for Ann Arbor City Council to represent Ward 5. I am a mom raising my children, 2 small children, and family here in Ann Arbor. I love being part of this community, and I want the opportunity to advance goals that are attainable and shared values between all of us in our community. We want to be a welcoming and inclusive community. And to me, fundamental to that and achieving that goal is to increase our housing, the variety of housing available in Ann Arbor, and to increase housing around transit corridors where people can easily, safely get to work by bus, by walking, by biking, and be close to commuter opportunities such as freeways and transit corridors where they could drive if they'd like. To me, this is a social justice issue. I think that people should be able to afford to live where they work. And obviously that is an environmental issue for me as well. 80,000 commuters come into Ann Arbor every day for their work. If we can offer them housing here, we get those cars off the road and reduce our carbon overall. My background is in communications. I am also a former 2-time business owner. So I have experienced entrepreneurship here in the city of Ann Arbor. Those skills make me a collaborative leader, somebody who understands budgeting, understands how to work with others, knows how to rally teams, knows how to build teams, and work across divisions to come to a common goal and consensus. That's what we need on City Council to continue to move our goals forward. I am a board member of the Ecology Center, which is a national organization based here in Ann Arbor. I'm passionate about the environment and environmental justice and sustainability. I'll work hard to make sure that our air and water are clean here in Ann Arbor. Another key priority for me is infrastructure. I think that we pay a lot in taxes here in Ann Arbor, and we deserve to have roads and sidewalks that are safe and that are high quality. I would look to advance the construction of road improvements in Ann Arbor and other infrastructure such as water main and those types of projects as well. I'm proud to have the laborers union endorsement. They recognize that this is something that would benefit Ann Arbor and that I will be a champion for those projects. I hope that you will consider voting for me on August 2nd. Thank you.
My name is Ali Ramlawi, and I am running for re-election because I believe now more than ever, an independent voice of reason is vital for sound council deliberations and discussions as our community moves forward together. I am the owner of Jerusalem Garden, where I have worked since my family opened the business in 1987. I assumed full responsibility of the restaurant in 1993 at the age of 18 when my father passed away unexpectedly. As a small downtown business owner and operator, I bring 30 years of lessons learned from real life experiences to matters that come before City Council. I have lived the ups and downs of running a small business and credit my success to determination, persistence, and hard work. After 4 years of being on City Council and the 3rd time knocking doors, it is clear to me that we are all passionate about the vision for the future of Ann Arbor, and we share many common values and goals. In order to move forward together, we need to listen to our community members and validate them where they stand on issues. We must step away from the name calling and using labels such as NIMBY and YIMBY that do not advance our community's goals. To achieve our vision, we must collectively find a way to compromise that is inclusive and equitable. As a candidate, I have remained independent. In 3 campaigns, I have never accepted PAC money. It does not belong in city council races. I have not endorsed candidates in city elections, and I do not seek endorsements from city council members or other candidates. The endorsement that matters to me the most is from the voters of Ward 5. When I first was elected in 2018, I promised to serve with integrity and a desire to compromise in order to find solutions to our city's most pressing needs. During council deliberations, I've had the courage to ask the difficult questions, to firmly debate the merits of issues, and not to succumb to peer pressure or groupthink. I remain committed to doing the jobs voters trusted me to do in 2018, and I will continue to represent the Fifth Ward with honesty, openness, and integrity. Vote Ali on August 2nd. Thank you.
This concludes the presentation by candidates running for Ann Arbor City Council. To view this and other local election programming, visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. Remember to do your part and vote on or before August 2nd.